Good morning and welcome back, everyone, to yet another Agent Call review. This is something that everyone should have their mentor do for them. Whether it's a good call or a bad call, knowing what you're doing wrong is the first step to doing what is actually right. Remember, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence isn't an act, it's a habit. I'm Ryan Valet, your FEXpert or final expense expert, and I have actually made over 20 grand a month for 3+ years as an agent myself off of client booked appointments only. Now, my goal is to help as many agents as I can understand how to truly make a living selling final expense life insurance, whether you're sitting at your desk in a cubicle or dialing in your underwear at home. Please do me a favor, like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let's get into it, guys.
Hello?
Hey, I was calling about a request you put in. You were looking into options about final expenses. And just to verify real quick, put down your hobby is crafting. Is that correct? All right, perfect. So just in case you missed it, my name is this call is being recorded for quality and assurance. Now, tell me how long you've been looking for coverage.
I was working and then I retired and
Oh,
now
congratulations.
I'm just helping my daughter.
So you had coverage, and then when you retired, it stopped? Was that the happening?
Correct?
Okay,
Correct.
understood. Perfect. And before you retired, did you have any coverage on your own?
Well, just what I put away.
Well, when I say coverage, any life insurance plans that you had on your own?
No, just what my work covered.
Oh, what kind of work did you do real quick?
I was a asset protection supervisor.
Oh, nice. Sounds important. Well, obviously, I'm a licensed broker here in the state of, and what I do, there's different companies in Minnesota that I do business with, and I shop them all for you. I'll get you qualified for the best rate with the best companies. That make sense?
That's fine.
Oh,
You know what? I'm here at a daycare, so it's kind of noisy and such. Can you get me a plan and get back to me later when it's not so noisy?
I'd love to, and that would make life much easier, but I'd only be taking a guess. I wouldn't be able to get you the right rate because rates are based on age and health. It only takes a couple of minutes. I could go give you the speedy edition if you like.
No, hang on. Get down. You can't be up there. No. No, you go play toys. Come on. Come on. Hang on just a minute.
Sure. Looks like she got a hand full.
I don't know. This isn't going to work.
Well, if it gets too much,
Okay.
just let me know and we'll try to reschedule. But
Okay.
real quick, let me ask you, did something happen that has you looking into coverage now? Usually it's one of three reasons. Either someone passed recently.
No, no.
I want to point out exactly why I feel like this is a model call. It's really important that you listen to this very closely because a lot of people would take these objections and just say, I can call you back later. Yes, it does sound busy. Yes, she sounds like she's got her hands full, but it's really important to still try and overcome because a lot of times these people, even though they're busy, they're still willing to do it. And remember, they are professional procrastinators. So the longer or the more you allow them to push you off the phone, the more likely they are to continue to put this off. She didn't just retire yesterday and she still doesn't have coverage. Again, I want to point out the fact of why this is such an important call to listen to. Now, I do want to note real quick that with his sound, it doesn't actually sound like that on her end. We verified the sound and everything, so it's really not that bad. Unfortunately, the recording just comes over that way. Notice how he overcomes her objection. Although it may be a real situation, doesn't mean it's not an objection that you should try to overcome. Now, another thing that I want to point out that he talked about is, or that he got out of her by saying, so how long have you been looking into coverage? Have you ever had your own plan? She starts talking about how she had a work plan and she retired. And he also talked about how, so essentially you wound up retiring and not having anything, and that's why you're looking into it. Notice the questions that he's asking, they are extremely important. One, because they sound like they are very relaxed and just conversational. But two, they're also extremely important because they help tell the story of exactly what's going on. So you can actually start figuring out the client's why. It is super important to get some ideas of what exactly is going on right out the gate by asking these sort of easy questions. So Make sure you're not just up and asking, how much do you want to quote for right out the gate? Because then the call becomes very transactional. It's hard to come back from being transactional. Back to him overcoming her objection. Notice how she does stay on the phone, although she sounds very busy. Doesn't always mean that you'll wind up in a sale, but there are many times that an agent doesn't even try to overcome, and then they schedule a call back. Oftentimes not a real callback, but even if it does feel real and the client says that they really want it, they wind up not answering. And it's not because they don't want the coverage anymore. It's not because they don't like you, but it's because they put things off. It's extremely important that you understand that.
And I just that I don't want to have to, which I've got stuff put away, but I just want to I want to get my ducks in a row.
All right. And so someone did recently pass. Was it a family member or a friend?
No, just
Well,
a friend.
sorry about that. So are you looking more on the lines of a cremation or more of a burial with a
No, I
casket and
want to be.
everything? Cremated? Perfect. And let me tell you, I'm glad to hear that you love your family enough to get something, because it's crazy to think how many people there are out there that I speak to on a daily basis who just don't give a hoot. So give you props
Yeah.
for that. So, now, when it comes to budget, any kind of budget, you want to make sure that you can afford something. I can show you $1 million of coverage, but if you can't afford it, there's no sense in really talking about it. So it's really important to know that start out with something, then 6 to 12 months later you feel you can't afford it anymore. It's very difficult to decrease it. Where on the other side, if you start off lower, you can always add on to your life insurance. You know what I mean? So it's just easier and makes more sense that way. So do you feel, as far as affordability goes, is $100 a month good? Should we start there or look lower or higher?
I would say between 50 or 60. That would be my, even though I do help my daughter. But
that's perfect. Your daughter owns the daycare center?
She owns a daycare center, and today she has a doctor appointment, so I fill in.
Oh, good. Okay,
she's not. Yeah, I don't mind it. They're noisy and they play, and it's too bad until they start fighting.
Yeah, that's the problem. Now let me ask.
Yeah.
Do you know the difference between term and whole life insurance?
Well, I no, I don't really want term. I don't want term.
Okay, so short for terminates, meaning if you have a plan for 10 years, you outlive it, then you have nothing, which means you're looking again. Life is just like it states. It's good for the rest of your life, okay? So anything that I'm going to show you and talk about with you will never change due to age or health. So your rate's locked in, death benefits locked in. Even if your health changes as you get older, we can never change the policy on you, okay? The most important thing is the price is never going to increase. It's not like those men that you see out there, okay? We do deal with a lot of different companies, and I want to make sure we get the right one for you. So as far as stuff, most companies take checking and account. Others take direct express cards, giving you to the state. So do you have a checking or do you have a direct express card that you use?
Oh, I just use checking. Well, I have a debit too, but that's the same as checking.
So. Yeah, okay, good, because that opens up more avenues for us to use. Well, all right, so you live in the great state of Minnesota.
It's great, but I don't know lately.
Stop snowing yet there. That's the most important thing.
Well, today looks like a pretty nice day. I'm hoping that it starts turning to the warm instead of cold.
Oh, yeah.
Part of me are you from?
Well, I'm not from, I'm licensed to do business in about 40 other states, but I'm on the where it's, where it's a little chilly out, and we're supposed to get a big rainstorm coming through. I don't know, but hey.
We're supposed to get 55
really?
to 57 today, yeah.
Next, we're getting good weather, so hopefully that will be the end of it. So like I said earlier, rates are going to be based on your age and your health. So what is your date of birth so I can get your exact age?
Okay.
And approximately how tall are you? Pounds?
Correct.
All right. Mm-hmm. And in the last 12 months, have you used any nicotine or tobacco products? Okay, good, very good. All right. Now, as health goes, have you ever been treated or diagnosed with COPD, emphysema, asthma? Good. Have you any heart attacks or stroke or cancer?
No.
Good, good. Have you had any heart surgery like stents, aneurysms, pacemaker, defibrillator, heart failure? Do you have diabetes? Do you take any medication at all?
I take one tablet for, that's it, for like this,
Or
no, called hard work.
Okay. All right, it's probably osteoarthritis, I would think. Any
Yeah.
other health issues that you may have? I mean,
No.
bipolar, schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, medical. Okay, good. Basically, you sound like you're in pretty good health, so that's awesome.
Well, I try to be doing this.
Well, yeah, taking care of those kids is probably better than going to everything, right? You got to run after them. You stop.
Oh, I do that too. My
go to the
daughter's
gym?
a trainer. I do. Yeah, she's a trainer. So,
Lady.
yes, you don't know how she deals with stuff. Yeah, she has she's a trainer at what's called. I don't even know.
Like,
She has sometimes up to 14 kids.
oh man, you really.
All right. I do believe that they got close to quote, but they didn't quite get there because she had to get off the phone. When it comes to this call, the reason why I consider this a model call is because he didn't allow her to just get off the phone. As I stated before, although the objection may be real, doesn't mean that you shouldn't try to keep them on the phone because they are likely just to continue to put this off. Now, I do believe he scheduled a call back, and I don't believe he was able to get her back on the phone. But this is a perfect reason as to at least he built a lot of rapport. He got all the details as to why she was looking into it and determined that she is somebody who needs it, wants it, and can get it. So those are all perfect examples of somebody who is a prospect, not a suspect. That's the other part as to why you want to get through the objections and continue in the call, because sometimes you find out that somebody's a suspect. They have no need for it because they've got a gazillion dollars, or they really don't have interest, or they just decide that they don't want it. And on top of it, sometimes you find out that they have no money. Somebody who has no job, no checking account, that's not somebody you really help. So it's just important to understand that that's another reason why you want to work to get through objections, not just lay down and say, oh, yeah, you're busy. Although it sounds, it's that she is busy, you want to find those things out. Now, again, it may not always wind up in a sale, but think about the numbers this way. Say 1 out of 30 calls you close. Once a day you do this, that's one extra sale that you made that you may not have if you wouldn't have tried objecting. So just remember, work on getting through the objections, work on keeping them on the phone to determine if they are a prospect. So that way you don't have to schedule a call back for somebody who's really not interested, or somebody who really has no need for it, or somebody who can't even get it. So again, guys, just remember those details, work harder on overcoming, and I promise you it will pay off in the end. You'll just get better with overcoming and saying the right things. So again, you can hear that he overcame that objection of her being busy right out the gate and wound up getting through 3/4 of the script, even though she said she was busy. So I'll leave you guys with this. Nothing will work unless you do. See you guys in the next one.
Subscribe now to be a Fexpert. Do it.